Okay, so I have like the greatest problem ever. So many people have commented that I actually, it's going to be easier for me to just make a video and respond to every comment. So thank you for everyone for being so engaged. Let's get right into it.
I think you hit the nail. She was being theatrical. Everything is a prop. Her hair, her dress, the dove, the capital, her boy. That's as near as opera as you can get. Perhaps an homage to her Italian roots? Question mark, exclamation point. Too bad you did not play the video once more with no interruptions. Unfortunately, half of her address, yes, she wanted to make a political statement, was lost in the aired versions as they kept cutting with distracting images. In the uncut version, can it be found online, you get the uninterrupted speech, the flag, the flag, the brave. All, of course, as props. Does she really believe in all those things? Hard to tell. That's what makes her performance so effective.
If I'm being honest, I mean, maybe that's reading too much into it, but I think that the general sentiment you're expressing is actually what I really like about Lady Gaga. She's not just a singer. She is an artist, and a very good one. I mean, she, listen, I don't ever really listen to pop music. I'm sort of like a nerd who stays in the discipline under the rock sort of, what is that called? A hermit. I'm a hermit. But even I know when Lady Gaga changed pop basically forever, right? So yeah, she's an innovator, she's an artist, and she is also a great singer. So, and I think that that's kind of the general sentiment that you're trying to express, and I agree.
Loved your review on her.
What can I say? I'm a strange individual, but thank you. Right back at you.
Yahoo! She nailed it, my gosh. Beautiful and talented woman.
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement about Lady Gaga.
I have a few people I'd recommend you react to. Tiana Taylor, Still. Bad Blood, Now. Riley Lenez, I'm Leaving Live. James Vickery, Until Morning, Martha Darrow, Sugarman, literally a female Armstrong, and Softy Brackwards. By the way, there's this channel I'd love you to check out called Colors. It shows artists from all around the globe. Thank you for these videos.
I'd love to check out all of these videos, but I do work full time, and I'll try to get to them, but it's hard to just kind of pump out a lot of videos. I have a 5-day break coming up, basically a vacation. I was hoping to just knock out a tremendous amount of videos that have been requested. Otherwise, it's just hard to get to them all. But thank you, and I'll try to check out Colors as well.
Listen to a performance of Prodigal Son. It's one of her best vocals.
I'll try to check it out. Again, same as I said with the last comment. It's hard for me to check out every single person, but I'll give it a shot. I'm not mad about checking out more Jazmine Sullivan. She's Gouda. Like the cheese. Get it? No? Okay.
Girl Like Me always makes me cry. They both did a phenomenal job. I'm happy you enjoyed it as well.
I mean, what's there not to enjoy about that performance? I mean, her is fantastic. Jazmine Sullivan was fantastic. And I think even as fantastic as they are, that was a fantastic performance from both of them. I kind of, in a lot of ways, I actually wish I didn't record the reaction just so I could, listen to it. But that's always why I can listen to it again and again and again. I'm happy to do.
I know this review is done, but Jazmine alone on Jimmy Fallon. She sings Girl Like Me, and it's even better than this version. A must-watch for vocalists and enthusiasts alike.
I'm gonna have that 5-day week is gonna turn into like 8 hours a day of just reacting with all these requests. But I can't really complain. With everyone, really enthusiastic. It's rubbing off on me. I'm getting more and more enthusiastic about singing in general. It's really motivating and inspiring to check out really good singers, because then I go to the practice room more often. Or at least, I guess, to my piano more often. I don't have a practice room anymore. That's for fancy people.
I really do love your videos. They're very informative, and I always feel like I learned something afterwards. So thank you for that. You, smiley face.
Is the goal. Absolutely. And this is my favorite comment to read. So thank you for that, Michelle Mariachin. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. But yeah, the whole point of why I do this is for education. I got really lucky in that I got very generous teachers, especially when I started. One of my teachers gave me free lessons 5 days a week, and I took her up on every one of them. So this is my version of just kind of paying it forward, especially because I'm doing okay now in life financially. So Yeah, I'm here to teach as much as I know, as much as I can, and hopefully learn more and teach more. So thank you. I look forward to doing more videos.
Jimmy Fallon, Girl Like Me, by yourself, Jimmy Fallon. You should watch it. Yes, yes, yes.
Holy close-up Batman, this is uncomfortable. Yeah, sure. That and Chloe X, never heard of the name. Those are both highly recommended performances. Definitely ones I plan on checking out. But I definitely wanted to get to this viewer comment video first, because if I'm not responding to literally every single comment, I feel like I'm not doing my job. And I'm just kind of being a pretentious person who puts things into the void, and I don't want to be that person. So this first, more reacts next.
React to Jennifer Lopez performance, Joe Biden performance, smiley face emojis, LOL explanation.
Love to see my bad. Joe Biden's performance of Jennifer Lopez's performance. I think that sounds amazing. In all seriousness, though, I do plan to get to it. I'm a little late to the party. Every React channel on YouTube probably has one up on Jennifer Lopez. And I've already done a JLo performance. But, I'll check it out. I do enjoy about JLo her ability to perform. I think that's a totally underrated skill that you really only start to appreciate once you go on stage and you bomb. like I can't even tell you how many times I went up on stage, I sang it well, and I looked at the audience and they just didn't care. And that happens a lot more than people care to realize. So performing is a very valuable skill, and I think JLo is very good at it.
As a longtime fan of Jazmine, she's a perfect storm is the best description I've ever heard.
She is all that. Jazmine Sullivan is all that. And I'm really excited because I've actually not heard much of her. So there's a lot more for me to check out, and that's actually really, really exciting. I remember when I first heard Pavarotti, Ella Fitzgerald, Jesse Norman, a lot of really, really great singers. I'm a bit of a hermit. I've stayed kind of like if it's from the 1950s, that's new for me, right? I'm old, and I'm old school. But I don't care what era you're from. I don't care what your preference is. You listen to Jazmine Sullivan, and you know she's amazing. Or you just don't know what you're listening to. There's no two ways about it. She's an amazing, absolutely top-tier elite singer. It's a real pleasure to listen to her.
Sorry to keep writing, but look up Kim Burrell. I want to see if your frying theory still applies.
I have no need to apologize, Chris. You've provided a lot of really valuable comments, along with a couple of other folks who are really trying to help me understand, the texture that seems to come up a lot in R&B, which is this thing that's called rasp, which is interesting because in classical music, rasp is that term that, as a descriptor, is a pejorative. It's a negative, right? It means that someone can't sing cleanly, but opera is also pretentious. Sorry, but that's the case. I'm gonna get a little demerit from that. Some conductor's gonna watch this years from now and gonna be like, "Oh, this is pretentious."
You'll never work in this town again.
But yeah, I absolutely. I think that might be actually the first thing I do, because this is the thing I'm really interested in. I myself am not a voice and speech pathologist. I'm not an academic. I am a student of an academic. I'm a student of a voice and speech pathologist, and I try my best to really learn what she's dedicated her entire life to. She's just an excellent teacher, an excellent resource. I'm going to double check with her, but I'll also give a listen to a lot of these artists, because I'm super interested in, I think, what I'm not getting. There's a piece of this puzzle that y'all are talking about, not just you, but a couple of other people, and I think there's a piece of this puzzle that I'm missing, so I'm excited to learn.
New subscriber, you're really knowledgeable.
I'll have a lot to learn, but thank you. I'm trying to teach others as I keep learning and progressing, and I'm glad you're getting value out of it.
A man for the people, one man. Lesage singing is.
Definitely see myself as a nerdy hermit. So that's a hell of a comment to read. Thank you for the compliment.
Subscribed. Watched all your Jazmine Sullivan videos. Absolute joy to watch. Great job.
It's shocking for me that people are willing to sit down and listen to me gab on and gush and get nerdy about vocal technique for 30 plus minutes. The fact that folks complained about my part 1 react to Jazmine Sullivan's Tiny Desk concert was too short is weird to me. Like, I just don't think I'm that interesting. But thank you. I like JLo's personality and the way she dances, and she's a great actress, but I'm not a fan of her singing. I actually don't think this is an unreasonable position. You know, we all have our preferences and what we prefer in our artists, which skills we prioritize. I certainly cannot dance at all, let alone as well as JLo. You know, she works a camera, she works a stage, she's great with working with outfits, which, by the way, is actually a skill that a drag queen showed me that I'm terrible at. That was an interesting story, which maybe I'll say another time. But I think that's fair. Yeah, I don't think JLo's appeal is like excellent vocal technique, though I think she's a good singer, personally. I just don't think her selling point is like the best vocal singer ever with the best technique ever. I think she's got a lot of skills, and I think that makes her a great artist. That's my opinion. So, you know, take that for what it is.
Can you react to Chloe X Halle singing Moon River?
That's actually one of the performances and one of the artists. I don't know. I've never heard, I've heard of this person, but I've never checked them out. But that's one of the most recommended artists for me to check out, and I'm excited to do it. Just haven't gotten to it yet. So yeah, I will absolutely check out the Tiny Desk concert and then maybe the Over the Moon River thingy. Hope I got that right.
I just came across your channel during part 1 and immediately subscribed. I love how much information you give, especially to those of us who know it sounds good, but not why or how. Check out Chloe and Hal Tiny Desk. It's an amazing as well.
Ooh, little gas. Excuse me. Like I said before, yeah, I'll be checking out Chloe X Hale. That's probably the worst pronunciation of that name you'll ever hear. Talented. Thank you for subscribing. Hope to kind of keep providing the value and the education material. Yeah, I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate the encouragement. It does actually really help keep me going, so I appreciate it.
Adding another singer, Anita Baker, who is also a contralto. She's old school R&B and has been singing for decades.
It's actually a really exciting proposition for me. One of my favorite singers is Big Mama Thornton. I have a whole video planned for Big Mama Thornton. I've just been nervous to make it because like I hold her so dear. I love her singing. I love when you have a woman with an incredibly deep voice and she's older and you have this, there's this depth and soul if they're a very experienced performer. This close-up is getting weird. We're gonna move away from that's so much better. I can like see my terrible shave job. Anyway, yeah, I can't wait.
May I add that she knows how to belt because that style is often used in black music, sweetie, especially black gospel.
I got my degree in vocal performance at Temple University, and one of the biggest, best experiences I ever had at Temple was the Philadelphia, I think, Black Women's Gospel Choir. I don't know if that's the name, but we sang in a concert with them. It was the Temple chorus and them. Everyone loved them way more than us, and yeah. To be fair, I loved them more than I loved us. They were just better. They also sang with the Philadelphia Orchestra, which I had an opportunity to do later, and guess what? Still preferred them. It was an educational lesson in black gospel, and I'll never forget it. It was one of the most amazing performances I've ever seen in my life. Just the power of that chorus was incredible. And also the male singers are great because in gospel, like super nerd moment. So in traditional choir, you have SATB, soprano, alto, tenor, bass. In black gospel choir, as far as I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, it's soprano, alto, baritone, right? Soprano, alto, bass, SAB. So your baritones, your basses, and your tenors are all just belting too. And it's like this wall of sound. It's amazing. It's so cool. And yeah, I just love it. And I love it when it's from a solo artist as well, like you said. And real quick, there are some unbelievable, because like I don't want to position this as like belting versus opera. There are some tremendous opera singers who come from black gospel choirs, and they go on and they just kill it in opera. So there's a lot of greatness in singing that I've seen in Philadelphia. And actually there was a comment I don't know if I'll get to it in time, but there was a comment talking about singing in Philadelphia. That town is hot. I just left it because I couldn't afford to live there anymore, but just, man, what a privilege to be around a lot of talent in that city.
More suggestions. Seva Streeter, Timar, and Tiana Taylor. Love your content. New subscriber, heart, heart, heart.
Andrea, I hope that's how you say your name. I will do my best. I think for me, one of the first things that I want to do is I want to understand there's three people who commented about some misunderstanding that I had about some of the raspy tone colors that Jazmine Sullivan had, and so they recommended artists that are very similar. So that's going to be my priority, is to go down that tunnel. But I'm excited to listen to a whole mess of artists. I'm going to go, like I said, I've been saying a bunch. I have that 5-day break coming up, and I'm just going to check it all out. So thanks.
D hyphen.
I don't know what to do with this. Are you saying D minus? I don't know.
I would love to see you react to Lala Hathaway.
Okay. I got a 5-day vacation that I've mentioned before in the video. I got that coming up, and I'm just gonna see how many I can get through. I'm like this, hoping I can get through all of it. Like I said before, I've been like this hermit for years. Like, I stopped paying attention to like pop culture in like 2007 or 8 or something like that, and I just started studying singing as hard as I could for the last like 14 years. So it's finally nice to kind of get my head from under the sand and start listening to all these artists. I'm really excited to check it out.
Watch her first Lost Ones acoustic performance with all the plants. It's so emotional. Great reaction as usual.
Unless there's another music video with a bunch of foliage around it. I think I actually did do that one. And yeah, as per usual, Jazmine Sullivan was excellent in it, as was her backup singers and her entire group. Just an excellent performance. She's really good. P.S. Absolutely everyone should know who her backup singers are, and start listening and paying attention very closely to Jazmine's backup singers. Those are amazing singers, and I really hope they get to be in the Super Bowl because they deserve it. They're so good. Same with the drummer, the bassist. From what I understand, he doesn't do anything that would give himself away, which is usually the role of that instrument, but really tight and locked in with her during the Tiny Desk performance. The pianist, again, didn't do anything that would highlight anything that I would say, wow, because didn't have an opportunity to. But, that whole group, she has surrounded herself with absolute excellence. And it's just awesome. I don't have anything else to say. It's just really good. If all my videos just basically become me gushing about Jazmine Sullivan, I'm okay with that. I ain't mad about it.
Please react to Beyonce, Resentment from OTR. She is the best vocalist.
This is in regards to my Lady Gaga National Anthem react, and I think, so just right off the bat, I think Lady Gaga is a really great singer. I don't think that that's her entire package. I know a lot of amazing vocal technicians, but I wouldn't call them artists, and frankly, they're really boring to watch after like the first 30 seconds where they give away all their vocal chicanery. I've seen that a lot, and what I like about Lady Gaga is that I think she tries to be an artist in addition to a really good singer. So I don't think Lady Gaga is the best vocalist. I think there are a lot of amazing vocal technicians and talents in this world. I just think Lady Gaga puts herself above by being a better artist, and I sincerely mean it when I say that I think that matters more. I'm not just saying that to be polite.
Thank you for the second half. I really like your commentary. If you review different gospel, Tasha Cobbs featuring Kiara shared hers. Your spirit is great, and they are singing. Plus, hers tiny tags. That's kind of so good.
Kept the voice changer on. Thank you. I'm like floored. The watch time on those videos are insane. I'm actually really floored by the response from those videos. Yeah, I'm excited. I used to really enjoy R&B, and I stopped listening to it. The last time I went down the R&B hole was when Brian McKnight released Back at One. So it's been a few years. But I'm happy to do it. There's a lot that I studied opera, and there's a lot actually that R&B and opera have in common, which you wouldn't think, but like physically, a lot of the things that are going on in R&B are actually very similar to opera. There's actually only two major differences, which is not many, in terms of like what's going on with vocally. But the breath is very similar. You have the abducted false folds and stuff like that. So I have this love for R&B when I hear it, and in a way it feels familiar, but also new. I can't wait for my days off. Then I can finally go through so many recordings.
Jazmine went to the Philadelphia High School of Performing Arts, but was always a natural vocalist. Glad you see the react to her.
Probably should take a break a little bit. I'm starting to mess up the words when I read them out. Anyway, I didn't know that high school was in Philly. I was in Philly for the last 7 years, and I didn't know about that high school. I also didn't know that Boyz II Men graduated from that high school. So that's really cool to know. Philadelphia is a really, really interesting city with a lot of really cool cultural pieces here and there. So yeah, I love and miss Philadelphia. It's a city that has a lot of contention, a lot of people who are willing to fight and get in your face about things that they feel matter. But you know what? I just think of that as honesty and an intensity that I kind of have as well. I had to leave. I got priced out. The city, unfortunately, is becoming like a suburb of New York, which is crazy because I also left New York. I got priced out of that. But anyway, yeah, I love Philadelphia. And one of the reasons I love Philadelphia is that it's so steeped in a music culture, like almost everywhere you go, almost with any, like, like it has AVA, it has Curtis, it has this high school, it has a ton of gospel choruses. It's just, and a lot of choirs as well. It's a culture of music and a culture of singing in Philadelphia, and I really miss it. Yeah.
Learning so much. As a singer, I couldn't precisely articulate why Jazmine was so astounding and infuriating. Thank you for giving me the knowledge and vocabulary, LOL.
I don't even think I'm done learning how to express like what it is that she's doing. In particular, there have been a lot of folks who've commented like I might be a little wrong on the vocal fry stuff and the false folds coming together stuff as an explanation. I do know that's how I would approach it, but I'm going to double check to make sure that that's the right information. Thank you. But yeah, let me double check because she just does so many things that I might be wrong on some of them. So what I would recommend is try some of the things that I point out. I also made like a Is Her Voice Raspy video, and then I also had a live stream where I break down how I would practice some of these things if I wanted to get more into what she is doing. Check out those. They're a little bit more of a technical breakdown. But if you're a singer and you're trying to do those things, I really think those are going to be the meat and potatoes of my content that will help you more than a simple React video where I'm commentating and giving vocabulary, right? Like there's work to be done to develop these skills that Jazmine has, and work that I also need to put in. I mean, we all do. She's kind of a league above. Oh boy, there's so many, which is awesome. But I'm a little tired, so I'm going to just take a break and make another video. So we're going to upload this one, and I'll get to, I think, every comment that I have. I don't know. They're like hundreds. It's like 1 an hour, which is, again, like super exciting. Thank you for all reaching out. It really just makes it for me. Until next time, happy singing. Yeah, cool.